Judo Australia looked very different then to what it looks like now. It was a slightly dysfunctional organisation in many ways, some significant legal, financial, member protection issues, heavily volunteer reliant, with only one part-time administrator in the office. No real strategy, kind of just doing their best to go from year to year. So it was an organisation that really needed reform. Without doubt, the main catalyst for this transformation for judo in Australia was the support and guidance from Sport Australia. Basically, just before my time, they did a significant governance review, which had 26 key recommendations out of that, and they also provided seed funding for 2 years for the establishment of a CEO for the first time. Definitely some of the key milestones along the way were the transition to company limited by guarantee status, which we actually failed at the first time round. It was unsuccessful at an AGM, and then 9 months later, following a lot of consultation with our stakeholders and members, that passed at a special general meeting. So that, I really viewed that change as a new fresh start for the organisation. We transitioned from Judo Federation of Australia to Judo Australia at the same time, so we've kind of sold that as a fresh change moving forward. Basically from there, things started to improve. The year after that, we had our first year of proper financial management, financial budgeting. We started to develop some strategy. In 2017, we appointed our first high performance director. 2018, our first National Engagement Officer to lead the participation and digital side of our sport. And I think the key other milestone along the way was when we started to embrace the professionalism of what appointed directors can bring. And in April 2016, we had our first appointed director brought on board from outside of the sport, and that was a big step, and our board's just continued to professionalise from there with a mix of both professionals from in and outside of the sport. Now we're able to deliver against our strategy. In the last 6 to 12 months alone, we've launched our entry-level children's product called Judo for Kids. We've launched a special needs product called No Limits Judo. We've entered the Sporting Schools program, working again with Sport Australia on admission to that program to get judo into schools across Australia. We're seeing increased international results across all international age groups on the world stage. We're seeing diversified and greater revenue, more partners looking to be involved with the organisation, and certainly even our digital engagement, both website and also via social medias and other means, is really increasing with non-members, which is great. And speaking of members, our membership has continued to tick up across those years as we've been seen as a more professional and capable organisation. So our membership's growing, which again then puts more revenue back into the organisation as well. I think you just have to set a vision and direction for the sport. Where do you want to get to and why? And I think governance is a key enabler. It's that bedrock pillar that allows you to start achieving success across other areas of the organisation. So I think you just have to set the vision of where you want to get to, and then sell that vision to your community and your stakeholders, and then explain to them what changes are required along the way. So I think you just have to make a start. And certainly call out to other colleagues within the industry, whether it's myself or other sports who may have gone through it now, because everyone's gone through it. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. In my opinion, the biggest difference for us was the professionalisation of our board. Sport looks a lot different now than it did 10, 20 years ago, where quite often national sporting organisations could be run around the kitchen table, and it's definitely now much more of a business. And these are companies, they need proper directors, and so whether they come from inside or outside of the sport, they need to have a professional skill set, and they need to be able to contribute and understand their role as directors. So I think when we were able to first appoint a director from outside of the sport, and then continuing to enhance our board from there in terms of skill set, with a mix of experience from people with a judo background and also a non-judo background.